Today in the crypto space, we see the market holding up, Bitcoin right around that $64,000 mark, and the Ethereum definitely holding steady right around that $2,600 level, and the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are looking good, a bit of mixing green and red. However, the green ones are moving. We have Cardano, ICP, Sui, Stacks, and many others moving to higher levels. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one altcoin that many people are buzzing about, and that project is called Arweave. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are all in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market. We'll scrape through the top 100 first, see what's going on here. Then we'll take a look at Bitcoin just real quick to get an idea of what we could expect. Of course, Bitcoin does have the strength to move the market, so we got to use Bitcoin as an indicator. And then we'll jump right into the Arweave chart to see what kind of opportunity do we have there. Market cap wise, we are slowly grinding. A nice slow grind to the upside, guys. Not bad. We're slowly peaking above that $2.3 trillion mark. We want to break above that, because that was the last time we kind of got a bit rejected. So that's something to consider. We did get a bit of an impulse of volume, which was really good. And then, you know, a bit of a dip right now. We're seeing the trading volume kind of hesitant. In the last little while, you got to admit, pretty much the full day, we've been kind of going sideways. Just in the last hour, we've been seeing a bit of green, a bit of strength. So let's see if we can get some, you know, good moves to the upside. Bitcoin definitely showing strength, at least while the momentum is looking for a reset. We do see Bitcoin going sideways. Not bad, at least, you know, neutralizing any negativity. The same thing with ETH, and some of these altcoins are still grinding to the upside. I know BNB right now looks like it's down 0.5%, but guess what, guys? Look at the structure, up and to the right. That's exactly what we want to see in the next little while. Solana going sideways. You know, we're seeing Solana kind of take you know, a bit of a step back here, while we see a lot of other altcoins doing well. We do see Cardano waking up 6% to the upside, guys. I've been telling you guys, don't look the other way on Cardano. Don't fade Cardano, because at the end of the day, we've seen what it does when the market does that. It definitely runs. Now, I know it's a quiet one. I know a lot of people are, you know, very negative on the fact that Cardano's not, you know, the latest and most shiniest project out there. However, guys, Cardano moves, it does move. Let's just keep that in mind. AVAX going sideways still. Chainlink doing pretty good. Near Protocol still tearing it up, doing great. A lot of the market is still green, so either sideways or going green. And Sui has been doing really good. One of the top performers right now in this last little while. We see definitely that whole narrative basically being picked up. The fact that maybe Solana and Sui are in a battle right now. Could Sui catch up and flip Solana? You know, Sui has a lot of good fundamentals, a lot of good opportunity, of course. You know, the tokenomics could be a little bit better, but as we see the unlocks and distribution happening, it does improve the tokenomics, but we still have that, you know, uncertainty of pretty much dilution of price, and Sui still has that issue. So nonetheless, we're seeing a lot of good momentum to the upside with Sui. And yesterday we covered Say, another one, a new layer one that has been doing good. Stacks is doing great today. A lot of good projects, guys. The market in general is very, very green. Dog with Hat is waking up. Phantom is going sideways. It already did its run. It already did a nice good move to the upside. So what happens now is that we see a bit of rotation. We see a lot of other projects waking up, which is exactly what we want to see in the next little while. We want to see that rotation happening. Floki's moving, guys, up 16%. Some of the meme coins, the OGs, are doing pretty good. Celestia, Tia, Pith doing great. Guys, the market is doing good, as you can see. Guys, we'll go through the market more tonight at 8 p.m. EST. I'll be taking requests. If you have any projects you want me to take a look at, that is a great time and place for you guys to make those requests, and I'll pull up some charts. We'll find those setups. We'll get one step ahead of the market and be prepared for whatever is to come, guys, because at the end of the day, this is where the magic happens. All right, let's jump right into some of these charts. I know you're here to talk about price action, so let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing okay. I know a lot of people anticipated a rollover, but as I've been mentioning in the last little while, you know, what about a short squeeze? The reality is this would be the best place to see a short squeeze, a nice move to the upside, hitting about 70 to 72K. This is the optimal scenario to see those bears get wrecked. And of course, why? Because we're at the previous high. The previous high as an indication is not enough. So let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. You know, going sideways here is not bad. While we see momentum potentially reset, or, you know, at least go within the chop zone or reset on the lower time frames, maybe the 4 hour, maybe the 1 hour, we see it, but it's still choppy. As you can see, guys, it's pretty much in the chop zone, right? No, not going anywhere, all the way down to the 1 hour, even the 15-minute. It's choppy. We got a little bit overbought today, and you can kind of see the reality is the daily showing us that we're still choppy all the way down to the 1 hour. What do we do here in the next little while? We can anticipate that we see Bitcoin show strength, get overbought finally, because it hasn't gotten overbought in a good while. It's gotten oversold, but we haven't seen a nice green expansion for a while, and we've definitely got some red ones, as you can see, but the green ones, pretty much the green season has been over for a while, and we've been seeing a lot of red. Is this done? Is the negative momentum, is the shift to the downside over, while Bitcoin, all it did was go sideways pretty much, with a slight retracement, of course, but still kind of sideways? This is bullish, guys. This is why bull flags are bullish. It's because when you get the impulse and you see momentum fully reset, while the price action pretty much goes sideways with a very shallow retracement, guys, that's a sign of strength. That's a sign that Bitcoin is not taking it. Bitcoin, at the end of the day, is neutralizing all negativity and waiting for the bullish response. And once we do get the bullish response, the good news is, guys, it's not like we have to recover much to start to get to previous highs and get into a price discovery. The reality is the retracement was so shallow that we're very close by. A nice pop to the upside, break above 70, 72, and we're still moving to the upside. Guys, I'm going to remain bullish as long as we're above the 200 daily EMA, and as long as we're above this horizontal line that I have here for a good while. And now in the local time frames, if you start zooming in a little bit, and I'm going to get these oscillators out of the way, you can see that really we're making a little flag here on the 4 hour, which is really nice as a continuation to the upside. We want to break structure to make another higher high. And as you can see, yes, it does look like a nice double bottom. You know, a lot of people might have looked at this as a blow off top or something like that, railroad track to the downside. But as long as we stay above here, I am bullish. And the reason being is we do have a volume gap. And if we do fall through the volume gap, yes, we're coming down to about 60, and then that's where we start testing important zones like the EMAs and other price action, volume, emotions, and all of that. But as long as we're above here going sideways, guys, it does look like a potential bull flag. And obviously, you know where your invalidation is. If you're going to get into any short-term trades to the upside, your invalidation is pretty much breaking below these little wicks, breaking below this price action, and ultimately finding an entry as close as possible down here to long, if that's your thing. At the end of the day, guys, you guys know that I'm full on altcoins right now. I'm looking for altcoin positions, waiting for altcoins to wake up and give us the major gains, and that's what I've been looking at in the last little while. So let's jump right into some alts. Of course, Arweave is the altcoin for today. Let's take a look at what's going on with Arweave. The ticker is AR, and at the end of the day, Arweave has been buzzing. A lot of people buzzing about Arweave, including myself. Guys, I've been making videos on Arweave for a good while. The problem is that maybe I'm not so in express urgency that we're going to get that pop to the upside. I feel like we've hit a good level of bottom. I feel like we could be looking for a reversal structure. I feel like we should be DCAing and accumulating, but I feel like we have time. So it's all about timing, of course, and timing is the hardest thing to do, because if you start allocating capital a little bit too early, what happens is that you start locking up your capital into a trade where you could be put it into something that is moving, right? Like SUI has been doing great. Why not get into SUI, take profit, then build your position on Arweave with those profits, just to use as an example. There are projects like even Rune right now is pushing a little bit higher. Is this an opportunity? There's a lot of good projects that are pushing to the upside, and ultimately you can take a bit of profit and rotate. In the meantime, this thing is trying to figure itself out. As you can see, the price action is still making lower lows and lower highs. We came up to a good level. We broke a bit of a trend. I appreciate that. But at the current moment, we could get right back into trend. And also we could confirm and backtest on this trend. We're still below the 200 daily. We've got a bit of work to do, of course. We're not clear of the trend just yet. We can fall right back into the trend and call this a trap. All very possible. Okay, so let's just keep in mind that the trend is still our friend. Lower lows and lower highs as of now. And if we look at the oscillators, we can see that there is divergence everywhere. Pretty much we're getting class A bullish divergence right into here, into the momentum. We have lower lows on the price action. Let me just get a line in here so you guys can follow along. You can see lower lows on the price action, and we are slowly upward sloping here on the momentum, which is exactly what we want to see in the next little while, is divergence. And we're seeing a lot of the market diverge as well. It's not just Arweave. Now, we also see divergence on expansions. Let me get this a little bit smaller because we basically figure that out. We do see, look at this, downward sloping price action, upward sloping momentum, expansions in the trend. That's exactly what we want to see. We also want to see these bullish divergences get their follow throughs. You look at these divergences, class A bullish divergences everywhere. And we also got the EMAs in a very indecisive state. I'll admit, we can see that, is it bearish, is it bullish, is it bearish, is it bullish? We don't know. But ultimately, if we start moving to the upside after this nice expansion to the downside for the bears, and after a nice expansion to the upside for the bulls, we're due to see some bullish expansion again, right? Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. That's how the peaks and the valleys of the market work. So what we're contemplating on right now is that, are all these divergences eventually going to get some follow through where we make that pivot point pattern on the price action? Let's focus on price action again. So oscillators are definitely checking in pretty positively. I appreciate what the divergences are telling us. I also appreciate this volume spike right here. This spike of volume is really good because you can see that up until, let's say right here, this sell pressure, all the way up until where we are right now, we haven't been getting much volume up until the last few candles, and they were green candles. They were bullish candles, which are good. We're getting a bit of sell pressure, also red candle, but it's still not over. They're still battling. Let's zoom in a little bit here to see this battle. You can see that we broke out just a little bit, just a little bit, and we are back testing it just a little bit as well. Which means, look, it's not a bad look on the 4 hour. We could be springing off off this thing and literally going for a higher high. To be honest, what I would be waiting for is a literal break of the previous wick right up here at $24 and confirm that higher high expansion. We're talking about the 4 hours, so if it does break, we might get another expansive move to the upside, which if we go back on the daily, it's going to start to look like literally a nice break of the structure. And the structure is a descending wedge. We just remember that it has a bullish bias. Also, in addition, just understand that you're buying somewhat into resistance. You have the 200 daily as resistance and the trend as resistance. So you're not actually buying bottoms. Now, again, do we prepare for a dip? Do we prepare? We saw already that a lot of those oscillators are pretty much looking bullish, right? So this is one of the issues. You're buying into tops, right? But we're not overbought. That's one of the things you got to consider, is that we're not overbought. Momentum is not overbought. So we do have still a lot of the strength out of the overbought condition that could bring a nice, huge breakout out of the structure. And that's what we want to see. So what I'm trying to say is the purple line, once it gets overbought above the 70, that's where the majority of the gains come in. Yeah, we could come down for a bit of a dip. Yes, we could even come down for a lower low. But ultimately, an expansion out of here, getting the momentum overbought is where you're going to see massive breakouts where we break above previous highs, we break above this high, or maybe even this high. And the target for a descending wedge is the base of the wedge. And the base of the wedge is pretty much right up here. I would say at about $34, that's where I would be like, okay, maybe I should start employing a de-risking strategy so that I can, protect my gains, because I've definitely done very well here. You got a great entry right here at the bottom of the range, and you're getting a pretty nice swing trade back to these levels, which if you start measuring, what does it look like? Even if you enter right now to that top, you're talking about 48, 49%, 50% to the upside, which is great. So again, zoom out, guys. Just zoom out a little bit. We have horizontal support based on these tops. Very nice. We have a nice volume gap here to suggest both weakness and opportunity because of emotional scenarios. We did wick right through the volume gap and got a quick reaction off the bottom of the volume gap, as it basically pegged it perfectly. And just keep in mind, this horizontal line was here long time ago. I didn't put this in on this wick. This horizontal line was here based on the volume gap that was produced based on this price action looking left back here. So we have to understand that as well. Now, in addition to that, I feel like we're looking for that divergent pivot point structure, and that we need a change of character. So really what I'm meaning is, look, if we break a higher high, that's great. That's what we need. Then let's come back down for a higher low. That's also what we need. And then we need another high, another higher low, another high, and we get a trend to the upside. That's what we want. We want basically a change of direction. And a change of direction does take time, guys. Don't think that it's going to happen all at once. Even if we break out here, we could come down for that back test, confirm it, and then continue up, giving us a higher low, giving us a higher high, and getting that trend reversal that we're looking for to say, you know what, no more lower lows and lower highs, no more bearish trends. In fact, we're going to the upside, and this becomes a transitionary structure, an inverse head and shoulders. This is what you should be looking for at these levels. Cup and handles, Adam and Eve's, W formations are not the strongest for the reversal patterns, but they're really good structures to suggest pumps and breaks and all that kind of stuff. So this is what we're looking for. Arweave right now is in a good state. However, we have to be really real about the weakness below. Look what we have. A lot of empty space still. We can introduce previous price action that fills up the gap a little bit, as you can see, but this is old price action. Are we going to include this stuff from 2021? Let's exclude it and let's see how it looks. Right, we're getting a bit of volume as well, but it diminishes a little bit. This is all fresh volume, pretty much 2023. These people are still probably holding and very emotional about their positions because they're underwater. Either they capitulated. I don't really see that happening because there's not that much volume down here at these levels. There's a few people got active here on that sell pressure, but some of them also bought. So what we really have to understand, yes, there's a bit of weakness that we could get the price down to about $16 and maybe even as low as about $11.50. But the way the structure is looking with all those bullish divergences, and don't forget the way the market itself in general is looking, guys, it looks like Arweave is looking for a bottom pivot point structure. All right, guys, so pay attention, keep it on the watch list, be prepared. DCA, of course, that's not financial advice, but it's the best way to mitigate your risk. DCA, nice and slow, upon all kinds of confirmations, slowly deploy, and then of course get into that defensive strategy. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Guys, I'm going to be live tonight at 8 p.m. EST talking about crypto news and price action. See you then. Take care, have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.